Hi beautiful people, happy Saturday. Gypsy Rose reality show will be coming out in a few days. As some of you might know, she has been doing interviews portraying herself as this remorseful, reformed, rehabilitated individual. I don't buy it at all. And she seems to think that she is winning and fooling the world. What I am seeing is how dangerous Gypsy Rose is, and it seems as though she is a ticking time bomb. Let's start with how Gypsy falsely claims how she cares so much about her newborn Aurora. Just listen to this clip.
No, I just wanted to come in the box. Sorry, you're going to hear Aurora kind of huffing and puffing right here. I wanted to come in the box because I want to address Cowboy Bear. Yes, I read your message. I just want to say that I get people that claim to know me all the time. And people that have said they were in prison with me, said a bunch of things about me. Some were my roommates in the past and some weren't. And unfortunately, I'm in a situation where I really just can't clap back at everybody. It's not classy. I have had a lot of problems with social media in the past with people putting out stories and telling stories about how they used to know me. And unfortunately, that's going to continue to happen. And all I can do is know who I am and know what I stand for. And I feel the same way about Ken. We are in a position where there will be people that claim to know us, and some of them we know, some of them we don't. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that the only reason that you are making these claims is the same reason that catfishers do what they do. It is a mental illness, and I think that you should seek professional help. It's not a dig at you. That is just my personal opinion. I have known Ken for 7 years.
But you didn't know him when he was in prison, correct?
I did. That's actually
but you talked about, you didn't know what he was doing behind the scenes.
I did, because we talked for 5 hours at a time. Oh, bless you, honey. 5 hours at a time. And the other times he was working. And I am trying to be respectful to you. I'm not going to be unclassy, but I will say I don't believe your claims. There's nothing that you can tell me that will make me believe your claims. Ken went on Morbid's Live, asked you to provide proof. You did not. And that when it comes down to it, people want receipts. They want proof. They're not going to go on somebody's word. Sure, they will for clicks and views to get people in their lives. But when it comes down to it, people will believe what they can actually see. And I have not seen anything that would prove your claims. Therefore, and also, I don't need any kind of proof. I know Ken from my heart. I have known him since he was 24 years old, and I was 25. There is nothing that he does in his daily life that would lead me to suspect that he is bisexual or gay or whatever. Like, it's nothing that we're not against gays and bisexuals. We're very accepting. We're not against it. But if we're not, we're not. You know what I'm saying? So if he was, he would say, and he's not. And why can't that be good enough for people to just be like, okay, you're not. Okay. And just accept it. So that is, until I say too much and go off on a rant, I'm going to keep my class. I will say there's nothing you can say about Ken that will make me not love him or whatever. He will always be the love of my life, and I will always side with him. With that being said, take me out of the chat.
That was rich coming from Gypsy Rose, telling another person that they need professional help when she herself desperately needs the professional help that she denied whilst incarcerated. Did you guys hear baby Aurora in the background? Aurora is not huffing and puffing. Aurora is fussy. Aurora needs attention, and Gypsy doesn't give a fuck. She is more concerned about defending Ken and his sexuality. That pissed me off. Neglecting your child to defend a man's sexuality, a man that is petrified of Gypsy. And if he was gay or bisexual, I don't think he's going to come out and confess that to Gypsy Rose, the convicted killer. Since baby Aurora has been born, and which Aurora is just over 2 months old now. At 4 weeks old, Gypsy left baby Aurora to go have a date night with Ken. Then at 6 weeks old, she left baby Aurora again to go to a Post Malone concert. And recently, she left her again and went to California to do a press tour. And yes, I am judging and will continue to judge, because Gypsy made it her number one priority to have a child, to prove to people that she is nothing like her mother, that she claims abused her, and that she, as we all know, ended up murdering her own mother. Gypsy Rose is not well. She is not rehabilitated. She has not changed. She prioritized having a baby instead of getting help for herself. Listen to this clip.
Now a free woman, she has a daughter who she says is helping her to heal the wounds of her own childhood. You are the mother of a beautiful baby girl, Aurora, with Ken, am I right? Who you met in prison, you got engaged, but then he left the relationship for your sake, you're back together. And it's obviously given the word mother a different connotation now to you.
It has. I had been suffering from the trigger word mom or mother. And now that I am a mother now, it has taken on a new meaning to me. And I really feel like it's healing my inner child.
She states her daughter is helping her heal her wounds of her childhood. That definitely cannot be healthy. Gypsy denied mental health services while she was in prison. And she lied on national television that she was denied that help. I will leave a link to NADATHA Walker, who actually called the prison to confirm that Gypsy could have gotten the help she so desperately needed when she was incarcerated. Gypsy didn't want the help. She didn't want to better herself. And has she really been going to get the help that she needs now that she's on parole? I personally do not think so, because Gypsy is too busy online trying to keep up with what people are saying about her and then trying to prove to whomever that they are wrong and that she's not who they are saying that she is. She is putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. She polished up on the skills she was taught when she was incarcerated. Gypsy prefers living the life of a fraud, scamming people and making money by playing on people's emotions. Then she did an interview with Billy Bush, and he asked her the question, what was her highlight since being free? Listen to what she had to say.
You celebrated your first year of freedom. So what was the highlight? You've had a lot of action.
A lot of action. I think the highlight, and not to sound cheesy, but the highlight was reconnecting with Ken. You know, we spent a few weeks together of just weekends where we just had a blast, reconnecting, going on a boat tour, going to jazz festival in New Orleans. And then having a baby. And then I got pregnant. We're gonna have a baby. That was how fast it happened. Busy.
A lot kind of got compacted, but it was a great, great highlight.
Baby Aurora wasn't even a thought for her. It took Ken to mention Baby Aurora. How sad and pathetic is that? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about that. Now, this clip I'm going to show you solidified to me that she is not a changed person and that she is just putting on a facade for the cameras and the public, and all for money. And Gypsy is still evil and very dangerous.
I don't give a flying fuck what you think about me. Love me, hate me, talk shit about me. I don't give a single fuck either way. If you can't handle who the fuck I am, then do yourself a favor and walk the fuck out of my life. And don't bother looking back, because I sure as fuck won't be waiting. I'm done wasting my fucking time on people who don't appreciate me. Got a problem with me? Write that shit down, fold it up real nice, and shove it right up your miserable fucking ass. Because I don't give a fuck. I'm not changing, I'm not sugarcoating shit, and I sure as hell ain't letting judgmental, toxic motherfuckers drag me the fuck down. Take your fake-ass opinions, your two-faced gossip, and your pathetic fucking energy and get the fuck out of my way. I don't have time for whiny, weak-ass drama. You don't like me? Fantastic. Go cry to someone who gives a shit, because I'm not the one. I've spent enough fucking time catering to spineless assholes who think their opinions matter. I'm fucking living my life exactly how I want to, and if that pisses you off, well, that sounds like a personal fucking problem. I don't need your approval, your validation, or your dumbass opinions, so fuck your bullshit, fuck your negativity, and most of all, fuck anyone who can't handle the real me.
She actually put that together. She went out of her way to find their sound bites, and I feel that is exactly how Gypsy feels because of all the pushback she is getting from social media, and not just having people bow down at her feet and blowing smoke up her ass. Gypsy Rose made this video.
Okay, so I know I'm super pale right now because I washed off my self-tanner so I could redo it. So I'm nice and tan for Los Angeles. But this is not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how is it that I am losing weight. I, for the life of me, don't understand. I am not doing anything hardly any different than I used to, but I lost so much weight, and the clothes that I used to have don't fit. They were all a size large. And when I got out of prison, I was probably like, I don't know, like 135, 140 around. Then when I got pregnant, I was 142. And I'm gonna weigh me and see how much I weigh now. Alright, so I have a scale. Alright, so 119.2. So how is this possible? Like, do I have a tapeworm or something? Because this is ridiculous. Like, that's a lot of weight. Maybe it was just like the prison weight. I'm leveling off, I guess. I don't know. Tell me what you guys might think.
Now, after Gypsy gave birth, she actually posted about her body 6 weeks after giving birth, and people were astounded at how much weight she had lost. And her response is that she was doing yoga. By her doing that video, trying to come off as concerned as why she is losing so much weight. I personally think that Gypsy Rose is bulimic. Gypsy wants to be what she sees on social media, and she seems to know what Ken likes and what is his type. She did the blonde hair thing, and she said he likes blondes. And I believe his ex was slim and trim and gorgeous. So there's that. And also, who can ever forget this video?
Oh, honey, I am so not threatened by you. My man wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. You're just mad because I have a Chad. And last time I checked, you don't have a man. So, looks like you're the one that's panini pressed. Call a spade, honey. Keep making content.
Since Gypsy has given birth, and even when people found out she was having a child, she was constantly asked how she was going to explain to her daughter her situation. I think it was on the Vial Files. She said she wrote her memoir specifically for her daughter to read and understand what she went through growing up. And then she also said how they were going to sit Aurora down as a family and explain everything to her. And all these responses she gave when asked the question, she was composed and confident. Now, like I said to you guys, Gypsy puts on a facade for the cameras and the public. So check this out.
I had been hit with the question, how are you going to tell your daughter about what you did? I just want to know that she's going to forgive me for what I did in my past, because I'm not a monster.
Gypsy Rose is all types of fucked up. Now, as I've said before, the people are beginning to catch on to the real Gypsy Rose. What we need is more of the mainstream media to put the truth out about her and speak up more about who she truly is and what she's like. Like in this interview that was done on Core TV.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, good morning. This is my thought. Money, money, money. You know, right now, Gypsy Rose is worth about $3 million. And that's because of what she does on social media. And Casey Anthony is just looking at getting right aboard that gravy train and riding it. If you look at what she says, everything is I and me, and I was thrust into this, and this has been asked of me or put upon me. It's all baloney. It's about the dollar bill.
This is where we need the truth to be spoken up about Gypsy on mainstream media. I also did watch the Nancy Grace video, and she needs to educate herself, and maybe someone should let Nancy know that Christy has all the medical records and she can easily make FOIA requests for the trial transcripts and evidence that she needs to get the truth about Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and that she, in my opinion, wasn't abused, and most importantly, what Nancy Grace could also discover, like I did a few days ago when I was sent this police report of Gypsy Rose herself being the sick, disgusting human being she continues to be. It was always told how Nicholas Godejohn was this bad, evil person. I still feel there is so much more we don't know, and clearly Gypsy Rose is a liar, and she's the only one left to tell the real story. Nicholas Godejohn is and was not treated fairly, and he is spending the rest of his life behind bars for the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. Yet this demon Gypsy Rose served only 8.5 years, and during those 8.5 years, she, just as I have said numerous times, polished up on her skills. And in her memoir, she wrote about how she traded her hoo-ha for biscuits and gravy. And it seems that she has done shit like that before. Check this out. This is actually from the case summary from the Greene County Sheriff Office. Evidence that was discovered. Before I read that, Gypsy was always into role-playing. She introduced it to Nicholas Goldejohn, and her boyfriend, Dan Glidewell, testified in court that when he was with her, she was already into role-playing. This reads, Gypsy's humiliation test, MP4. In this video, Gypsy is in the bathtub and said she was doing this video to become Nicholas's slave. She rubbed several items of food all over her body, and she said she felt ashamed and humiliated. She begged her master to let her pass this test. She said she was completely humiliated and hoped it was all worthwhile. She was visibly upset and crying. In her memoir, when she explained that she exchanged her hoo-ha for biscuits and gravy, did her role-playing fantasy finally become a reality for her? Now, this next part, this is a trigger warning. It discusses a child and essay. This is not worth anyone's mental well-being. Thanks for making it this far. I'll see you in the next one. So moving on to the next screenshot. Damona's anniversary video. Gypsy introduces herself as Damona. Once again, role-playing. Gypsy talked about being in love with him and how she wanted them to live together away from other people. Gypsy talked about having children with Nicholas. She said they would have to teach and educate their children what not to say in public, like what her mother did to her, to keep him being a vampire a secret. If they had a girl, then their daughter had to lose her virginity to Nicholas because he would be the master of the household. She said when she turned 13, she would explain to their daughter and why she had to give her virginity to Nicholas. She talked about how she was Nicholas's slave and he could have her anytime he wanted. Why does that paragraph just bring back the thought of, remember when Gypsy sent explicit photos to her dad over Facebook? She also mentions recently in an interview how her mother told her that her dad didn't love her. Somehow, after reading that just came to my mind. The bone-chilling thing about reading this now, this was recorded 10 years ago. The number 13, as she mentioned, she recently mentioned in an interview, when her daughter is 13, that is when they will sit her down and tell her about her mother and her life story. It just makes me sick to my stomach. It seems as though there was a reason that Dee Dee Blanchard was so protective of Gypsy Rose. She seemed to have been so sex-driven. What was the purpose of her sending those explicit pictures to her dad? Did she think that by sending those pictures, that was going to make him love her? Gypsy Rose is diabolical. She has not changed and never will, in my opinion. She is just continuing a generational curse, and I pray a hedge of protection over baby Aurora and hope she grows up to break that generational curse. And that is all I can do, is hope and pray, because everyone that surrounds Gypsy Rose, I'm talking about Rod, Christy, Ken, Mia, and all her diehards, and all they are there to do is enable her. They are in it for the fame and money. Yes, I absolutely included Mia in that. I personally am losing all respect for her as time goes by, because she proves herself more and more, and not in a good way. So you guys, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget to make good memories. Bye guys.